Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of VoiceUp, and thank you very much for all the encouragement. Today, I have very special guests with me. Now, these are very young women who are so dynamic. In When I was their age, I remember I hardly knew what I had to do in life, and in such young age, they already are established and they know what they want to do. Not just that, they have started a student-led initiative, run it successfully, and it has grown with them as they have grown. So I introduce to you today a very special women who are founders of a student survival guide. It's a very wonderful initiative which helps and supports students in their school journey by giving them resources and a lot of other things. We'll hear about their story from their own mouths. So it gives me great pleasure to welcome the four wonderful dynamic women of Survival Guide: Lehak Mirpuri, Fatima Jasvi, Soumya Purushottaman, and Advita Prabhu. Welcome, girls. Welcome to Voice Up, and thank you for
Hi.
doing this with me.
Pleasure.
Okay. Thank you so much. So, my first question to you all is why voice? Why student survival guide? Why did you think about it? What was the need? What was the idea behind it?
Okay, so the idea of student survival guide first came to me. This was in the summer before year 11. And this was a time where most of us were a bit uneasy, we were a bit wary and panicky because it was our first year where we had board exams coming and serious ones, not like the one subject we had the year before. It was all of the subjects all at once. So I could understand how it wasn't just me, but there was a lot of people in our grade who were feeling a bit lost because the internet is so wide and there's so many resources all over. So I thought that there needs to be a hub wherein there's a collection of all relevant resources that would really help us. So that was just the idea that first came, and then I shared it with my closest friends, obviously, and they helped me make my one thought into an actual thing that completely blew up, and we were able to help so many people.
Awesome. That's wonderful. Like generally, students are just trying to grow up with things, and they don't have any thinking कि मैं किसी और की भी help कर सकती हूँ. So that is a wonderful initiative, and I'm sure it has helped a lot of students. Okay, so tell me, I'm sure wouldn't have been easy just having that thought and starting something. It's not that easy, right? So there must have been some challenges that came your way. So what are the some of the challenges you had to face to, set up this page?
Okay, so initially we started off as an Instagram page, but obviously we had like higher hopes for this entire like initiative. So in order to be a bit more legitimate, we went to our school and we needed like approval from, the heads of the of secondary and stuff so that we can actually engage with the students and the students in school can actually benefit from our uh, brand basically. So that was one problem, and that took a lot of time because obviously Instagram and school don't really go hand in hand. They require some kind of, um, like they need some kind of plan that
Questions.
this is like legit.
Yeah.
So once that happened, we started booming in school as well, and the awareness started spreading, and we started building trust with our classmates and like schoolmates, and people started coming to us after that. So I feel like that was our biggest challenge, and then after that, it was just maintaining our brand and making sure that we are providing the best to everyone who's supporting and following.
Wow, wonderful. That's awesome because when faced with a challenge, generally people give up, especially when you have a roadblock like your school is not accepting something that you're trying to do. Generally, people will give up. So, kudos to your perseverance, and y'all actually stuck through and got the permissions and didn't find the easy route. So, kudos to all of you. Okay, tell me what kind of resources do you actually offer on the website? What are the things that are available?
So initially on our Instagram page, we started off with giving tips and advice through posts. And then we realized we should have this uh, like I said, a hub where we compile all the most useful resources for all the subjects. So then we introduced our resource drive, where we have segregated according to each year group and each subject. And you would find like textbooks, the syllabus, like the hardest questions, um, and then like sample answers, especially for essay-based subjects like business. It's very useful because then you know how you're supposed to be writing your answers. So all of this takes a lot of time when you have to search it like on your own and then like save it on some place. So by having the resource drive, people were just able to, just open it, and then whichever subject they wanted to study, they could just click on that folder and then find all the necessary useful resources on there. And then we had um, initiative where it was called Craft Your Career. So it was basically like having bunch of subjects and what you could do with each of those subjects as a career. So this helped a lot of people understand like how their options that they're choosing for year 11, year 12 will help them in the future. And then with that, we had advice coming in from like university students personally, like on Padlet, so that like people would ask questions and they would reply. Yeah, so those are what we offer.
Wow, that's awesome. Like having so much of information, especially for, I would say, Indian parents, since we are an Indian diaspora. It's like generally Indian parents have not studied in this curriculum, which is British curriculum, and they have no idea what the examination is, where to go, and what to do. So having this kind of a setup, what you've done is really amazing. So I think the target audience is not just the students, but even the parents who are so invested in their children, because for Indians, ultimately grades is it's the game of the grades, right? So well done. Yeah, awesome. I think more parents should hear about this and more parents should subscribe to this page. Okay, what are some of the initiatives that you have taken as a part of the survival guide?
So initially, survival guide was mainly for year 11s in IGCSE. Since we were also in year 11, we wanted things to benefit our year group mainly because we had the most knowledge and resources to help our year group. And in our school, we start one IGCSE subject from year 9. And yeah, we give the board exam in year 10. So what we initially did was gave taster sessions to people taking subjects in year 8 and year 9. And we just told them what to expect, how to give the answers, not to be worried because it's their first board exam. So that's one thing that we've done, subject tasters. And then after year 11, we also um, looked for volunteers and expanded that to almost all the year 11 subjects. So even on our page, you would have advice for almost all the subjects for IGCSE. And then we've also collaborated with a company similar initiative called Personal Path, where they give they're based in UK and they're all again a group of 4 like-minded students, and they provide help with drafting your personal statement for UK and Canada and things like that. So just for uni help. So that's another free workshop that we gave our people.
Subscribers.
And there's another thing, because at the end of the year, we have all these textbooks and notes and past papers and things that we don't require anymore when we go to AS level and A level. So we hosted a revision exchange where students would give their resources and then we'd give them to younger students that require them.
Awesome. That's so wonderful because I know there are a lot of parents who have that kind of resources now available because their children have outgrown it and they want to give it to somebody who actually will use it. They don't want to throw it, right? It's very wonderful initiative that should continue. So you should think of how to take it forward from here. It's a wonderful things that you all have done. Career is something that is always in our minds because we don't know where the children are headed. So Wonderful, wonderful initiatives taken. It's been wonderful chatting with you girls. There's so much insight and so much information coming for parents, especially not just students. So I would really recommend everybody to subscribe to this page and make use of all the resources that are available here. Now, I want to ask another question to all of y'all, that we do a lot of things, but when we receive that kind of feedback, it makes that job even more, it's like an icing on the cake. You don't do it for that, but when you get a positive feedback, you feel really good. So, what kind of feedback have y'all got?
So in fact, initially we weren't sure if this was actually helpful at all to any students. We're like, okay, what if this is just like a waste of our time and their time, you know? But then
Absolutely.
when we sent out a form to get any like testimonials and see how we're doing, and we got a lot of positive feedback. We also got improvements, but then obviously we acted upon them. And
That's
when
nice.
we got that, we felt like, you know what, like this is actually worth it. Like no matter how much time we're spending on doing this, it's worth it at the end because there's so many people who are benefiting from this. And then I think teachers as well. Teachers know us through Survival Guide. Parents know us through Survival Guide. So it's kind of like we've built a community of people who are like, who know this page and who know that this is actually a page that's helpful. And then more people are more like people get aware of this page and more people come. So at the end of the day, when we are when you've interacted with so many people, not just students but also teachers and parents, then it has a wider engagement.
And a
Absolutely.
lot,
Also,
so there
Absolutely.
were so
teachers,
many.
sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
A lot of teachers have actually told their students to, oh, go find these girls over there. They'll be in year 13. You'll find them, they'll give you the resources. So it's
Oh, that
nice.
feels
And
good, right?
also apart from the whole like resource thing, I feel like us, because we didn't have any leadership background, like all of us, none of us got chosen for any student leadership position or any of that. And usually you would associate an initiative to people who have that sort of right or position. So I feel like because none of us wore a badge around school, but we were still able to pull off like something that would make an impact. A lot of people were inspired by this. Like I remember getting a message from people in our year group being like, "Oh, how did you guys go about this? Where did you get the approval from? We want to do something like this as well." So that felt really good. Like all of our effort did pay off, and we are inspiring other people to start their own thing as well.
And then when
Wonderful.
we keep
That's so
getting
nice.
messages back from students and asking for like doubts during exam season, that's when we know like we've actually gained their trust, and then they rely on us for like information that would help them in their exams. And we're always available to respond to their messages. So I think that's another way that we feel like good about starting something like this that is actually useful.
Absolutely. That feels wonderful, no? To be recognized for your work. People may know you just like, okay, Lehek or Fatima or Soumya or Advita, but when they know you for survival guide, that feels, yeah, okay, I have done something which is important. That is really good. And that this young age, when you've done this, let's see where life takes you all. That's wonderful. Okay, I'm switching gears right now, and I will ask you because Yoga Oasis is a page which talks about health and wellness and all. So I want to know from all of y'all, in spite of doing all this, having busy lives and busy careers, not careers, but education, you have to focus on your studies, etc. How do you manage to look after your health, and what is health to you? How important is it? What do you do to remain healthy?
Okay, I
Yeah,
think I'll
like,
go first on this.
yeah.
So, recently this year, I decided to join the gym because I realized being at home for a long time wasn't really for me. Like, going to it was just library home for like the study season. So I realized that not only for your physical health, but even for your mental health, it's super important to get out and get moving. Even if it was just 30 minutes a day, I think it did really help because, like in the gym, for example, there are a lot of people. So you realize that there's a lot of people who take out time from their busy schedules and get there just to get 30 minutes or even an hour of exercise. And it's nice seeing other people's faces. Like apart from the people you see every day, it's a bit refreshing. So I think that was one way that helped me keep physically fit and mentally fit as well.
Awesome. That's nice. Soumya, you want to go next?
I think for me, I just tried to walk wherever I could, like especially for the exam season, even I would go to the library. So I would try my best. If the weather was good, I would walk up to the library and then back home. So that was my way of getting out of the house and getting some fresh air. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Walking is the best exercise and it is the safest exercise which can be done any time of the day. So kudos. Very good. Fatima, how do you keep healthy?
Honestly, drinking a lot of water, especially like May, June time, it's insane how
Absolutely.
dehydrated you get and how much you lose your focus. So even if it's like one glass of cold water, that's like good enough to boost your like focus a bit more. And
Absolutely.
also in terms of like not just like your typical physical health, but in terms of like mental health, especially during exam season, I think doing something, one thing per day that you normally like don't do, like an activity like a craft or like baking something, I feel like that kind of stops you from just constantly being on focus mode, and you can take a break and just breathe a bit. Yeah.
Absolutely, I agree with that thought process both ways. It's like water is like your brain is almost 70% water. So even little bit of dehydration will affect your mental capacity. And taking regular breaks helps your brain to function better. That's absolutely so true. So well done. Yes, Advita, what do you do to stay healthy?
One thing that I always try to do is get like around 8 to 10 hours of sleep. So I found that sleeping early, like around 9 p.m. and waking up 6 a.m., it just gives it's the optimum time for your body to rest, and you just function better throughout the day, and then you can do more things, and you don't get tired as easily.
Awesome. Sleep is the most important pillar for me also. So it's like whether you move your body or you take care of your mental health or sleep, they all are wonderful pillars. So you all are doing very well on the health quotient. So thank you so much for it. Okay, before I end this session today, I just want to know from you all what is the next step that you want to take for survival guide and how do people reach you?
Okay, so far this year we've experienced how year 13 is, and in the beginning we thought, oh, there's no way we can be that busy. But turns out there were a lot of things that kept us occupied, and but it's not like we forgot about survival guide. Like it was always at the back of our head. We were always thinking, and we always thought that eventually we will. We need to think of a plan of how we're going to manage into the future after we leave school, because we need to leave a legacy. Because there are so many people who recognize and respect survival guide and really wanted to go ahead. So as we graduate school, we're hoping to identify a few students who are still going to continue being students in CIS. For example, students in year 10, 11, 12. And we're just going to ask them to support us on this and to be our like face-to-face contact within school. And we're hoping to, whatever life takes us to, continue survival guide from wherever we are through being in contact with students online and helping them out in any way we can.
Awesome. That's
Also, like
wonderful.
we're hoping to conduct workshops from a university because one thing that was the main problem that we faced was the security aspect. But since we are alumni of our school, we have the leeway of coming in or doing online sessions and seminars that may help the younger students. So that's another thing that we've planned.
Okay, that's great. That's a wonderful thought. Okay. So how do people reach you if they now that they have heard about survival guide? I'm sure a lot of parents, not just students, would have this. Okay, okay, I need to get to them. So how do they reach you?
So obviously our Instagram page is always open, and we're going to be reading through the messages, and we can answer them directly. But we also have our email, we have a website, and we also have our own like personal Instagram. So if anyone wants to contact us there as well, that's available. But yeah,
So can you give the names of your handles?
uh, for Instagram, it's Student Survival Guide at Student Survival Guide. Our email is year11 survival guide at gmail.com. And our Instagrams are just our names, I believe. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful for having this session with me, girls. It was wonderful insight. It is so heartening to see that at this young age, you all are doing so much for the community and trying to build the next generation with you. So thank you so much for this. And thank you, people, for listening to us. And do follow Survival Guide. If you know any parent or any student within the age group, please ask them to subscribe to this page and they will definitely not regret it. Thank you so much.